used to read this one. In this way, the Nikola Tesla used to build his first understanding about the concept of this in the concept of the this something which can be produced with the power. And once he got a painting, a small painting, and in that painting he saw that in that small painting of Niagara Fall, and he told his uncle that one day I will go to America and want to make a big wheel which is rotating and producing large amount of energy from that. He was not knowing which type of energy he want to produce, but he was thinking that. And later he attended the school, and after some days, his father was thinking that how he will. And he was in his father early stage. In his he was thinking that he will become a engineer, but his father was interested that he should become a priest like he. And at last Tesla got the some kind of the disease called the after that, when he got cholera disease, his father becomes a little soft towards him and told that yes, you want to become an engineer, so I will give you after you recover, you will become an engineer. After that, the Tesla could able to come to Australian Polytechnic School at Grace, and then he studied mechanical and electrical engineering. And then he, while one of his physics teacher, he was teaching a Grammar dynamo that time, the DC is produced, although if you see in the history, in around 1700 century, one of the great scientists in Russia is Kavako. He developed a boat, and that boat is based on a DC machine. And what that boat used to do, he used to rotate a wheel and in a magnet, and he used to produce the DC current. And in that way, he used to, although his name is not there in this all of the universe, people they do forget him, but he first started a boat where he was crossing a small river. So like that, when he saw this dynamo, and it is a DC, and Tesla suggested his teacher that I will not have this big, and this is there is a lot of commutator which create sparking. Commutator means they brings the AC voltage and convert into DC, like a rectifier circuit. So that when he was suggesting to his teacher became astonished, and his teacher thought that how he could able to think like this. And that is way that he was always when we in India, we try to learn many things, but we forget the fundamental aspect of our development. So when this commutator come into picture, and then he was thinking that I should remove this commutator from this. And after that, he told, and that today one day I will remove this commutator. And it was possible for him and to design. That's why then he came to Budapest, and where he became, at the age of 24, he worked in this Central Telephone Exchange in Budapest. And then after he once he was traveling in the garden with his friends, and he was singing many songs. And Goethe is one of the great poet literature, like in our India, Ravindranath Tagore. There's a great man in the literature. Similarly, in that place also, Goethe, Goethe is a German great literary, okay, is a great man in the literature. And he wrote a song first, actually. And Goethe also completely written the Bhagavad Gita, he translated into German language. And there he read one poem, one of the stanza from that, and he got inspired. The glow retreat, dawn is days of tall. If yonder hast new field of life exploring, oh, that no wing can lift me from the soil upon the track to follow, following sharing. So, like that, he became so happy and inspired, and he got a dream in the night. And what is a dream? If you see, lucid dream, we see many people, we see dream, but we forget. Or after one day, we forget. After 2 days, we forget. But it is not like they never forget those who want to create something in their mind. So when that creative mind is transformed into the physical building blocks, then you can understand what is your dream was. So lucid dream, when it became okay, gives you profound insight to your psychological analytical ability. And when that psychological analytical ability gives you, the dreams are a real road to your invention. Some of the dream convert into the actions. And similarly, he got that dream that there are flashing lights all over his dream, and he was thinking that how these flashing lights can be converted and how it can be formed. And then he was moving in a seashore. In seashore, he saw that in the sand, see, he draw a six-pole machine actually, six, and after that he presented the same thing in the front of American Institute of Electrical Engineering, which is today is known as IEEE. World over, the people are. And he thought of inventing a big machine, which is induction machine, generator or motor. And the induction motor, although he invented since long time in 1886, but still today nobody could able to change the structure. Then he came from Budapest to America. Budapest, he came to uh, Germany, France. Then from France, he came to Paris. And then he thought that let me go. Somebody, whatever he has concept, he wants some funding from them, but nobody could able to give in that. He was not helping. Nobody was helping him, and he thought that at that time there was a great electrical engineer, Thomas Edison. Okay, so he was a great that time because his DC system was spread all over the world actually. And he made one of his representative in France, and he met him, and he had given him a clue to him. And what he has given? He has given him a beautiful a letter, and that letter handed Edison and recommended it. Read, my dear Edison, I know two great men. You are one of them, and other is this young man. And Edison, when Edison got that letter and recommended by the one of his business partner from Paris, he becomes very happy, and he told. Then he asked him about what is his invention and ideology. Then he started, and he discussed about that how he want to build and the alternating machine. And although Edison was not interested in that one, but he was not interested at all also. And Edison, in jokingly, he was, because that time Edison was a great man. And in New York City in 1970s, he developed this arc lamp. And due to that arc lamp, first he glowed in New York City with this arc lamp, and there were many DC power stations in the lower town of the New York City, and this, which was sponsored by J.P. Morgan, he was a rich man that time. He was invested in Edison and developed. And that time, DC was very, very popular, and people were thinking that without current, although sometimes the DC current, Thomas Alva Edison, he was having an erection of one conductor. He was connecting from one point to another, and one boy came and suddenly touched that conductor. Suddenly he got shocked and died. After that, he was not actually, people were not interested in DC, but because of seeing in night time, there is a glow of light. So people they rush to the Thomas Edison at that time to give a power supply. And all over the New York City, it becomes very, very popular type. And then everybody want that they should get this DC current there. And then, although he was not interested in learning this DC current, and then he told that, okay, you have promised that you will improve my DC system, and when you improve my DC system, then I will give $50,000. And if you succeed, whatever your idea transform into your product, then I will give 50,000. Then both Tesla and this Edison, they started learning, and Tesla, and his mind, he was always thinking how to make an alternating current wave. Because once he was seeing in the dream, there are flashes of light, and which is changing from one point to another point. That flash of light, many times, you see, for example, if you see the life of Professor APJ Abdul Kalam. So once he was sitting, and he was from Rameswaram, and once he was seeing into the sea, and in the sea he saw that some birds they come and go to the top of the sea and jump inside. Exactly, he thought of this type of machine, which is Hansa. It's one of the aircraft which is built in India. So that is what the most of the time, if you see a great man, like many are the great people, like they never thought, but it happens, some kind of inspiration they get, some kind of in dream they get, and then transform into his product. So when Nikola Tesla, he gave this one, and he was thinking that, okay, I will get, because he was penniless. He had only 4 cents. And this 4 cent person want to become a billionaire, $50,000. It is a dream for him. And then what he did, Tesla, he was working in the Edison machine. He was working from 10:30 a.m. to till 5 a.m. And this is what we must learn from from Tesla. We in India, we feel that sleeping is the biggest enjoyment. Sleeping. But actually, if you sleep more time, your neurocells became dried. Why? Because when your neurocells, there are two main contribution of the brain. One is higher cognitive ability will create in the neuroscience. When you study, they will tell you you wire it. I will tell few slides later what are the scientific basis of getting a great man or understanding the genius, how they develop their brain actually. There are many great scientists in the world, especially Paul Kors, who is working in King's University in London. He has given a great theory how to manipulate the gene structure to make a genius. Because the gene structures, when you study it, they have a different kind of pattern. When you understand that, he was collected nearly 5,000 the components of the gene structure from so many genius people from Ohio State University, from Stanford University. So he has collected nearly 5,000 gene sample from those who have great the solving capability, those are great artists. He collected the blood sample, then he segregated those and studied what they really contains in the gene structure. And after that sampling, he could find out, segregate what is the average gene sampling, what is the genius gene sampling, and then he could able to study. And for not 1 year or 2 years, one gene to properly study, it took for him 7 years. And that 7 year, how it is implemented, he had to implement with something. And when the implementation takes long time, and that is why those who are genius, they have a different concept altogether, how to make the brain, the cognitive ability controlled by their temporal cortex during the normal dreaming, they could able to understand that this how this because when this cortex, they are like a memory cells in your brain, and sometimes they will, when you see a dream in the night, morning you forget. But those who are genius, they never forget. They kept that one in the mind till that is not transformed into a physical object. And this is what you can see that he was only sleeping for 2 to 3 hours in a day. That is what one should learn from him, that how it is so wonderful to know a person who sleeps 2 hours. There was a great philosopher, a great administrator in India. His name was Bhakti Vinod Thakur. He is such a great man, and he used to solve many problems. And throughout when the British government was there, he appointed him as a magistrate in Krishnanagar and near Mayapur. And he was so intelligent. He will sleep only 2 hours. And during that period, he could able to write so many Indian philosophy literature. And he has one of the literature which inspires me very much is Amar Jivan Sada Paperato Nahiko Punyaralesa. Very beautiful songs he has written in Bengali. And if you will read it, you will understand what is the scholarship he had. Then he came to America. After coming to America, then there was a big war. He wanted to show that, yes, it is my invention, but whole over the universe people are waiting for. And after that, one day, he was just getting that alternating flashing of the light, and then he want that I should get some kind of support, and he got a support from one of the that one of the great industrialists, and many people, by knowing that a Croatian gentleman who was genius, and many people from Philadelphia, from other part of America, they rushed to him to give him. But that time, Washington House, they they gave him the place to start his research on alternating current machine. And when he started the research, and first time he started to generate the alternating current, and then as soon as he started generating alternating current, that time Edison and all many professors from big universities of America, they also became one with Edison. They started going to door and conversing. This AC is dangerous. Anybody will touch it, they will die. And this is more sophisticated. And this is very nice. So that is why you should not have this AC. So Nikola Tesla, after that, he took his machine and put in 1986 in International Electrical Exhibition, and it held in Frankfurt in Germany. From Frankfurt to Louisiana is 110 miles. They erected high voltage transmission line, and there Nikola Tesla put his machine generator and transmit this power first time for 110 miles. And till today also, that line they kept as in the memory, that first transmission system, long transmission system. And when Tesla, he started learning that he sent this power from one point to another point, and without any, it is such a long transmission line. And that time, whole world became astonished with the invention of the great Tesla's alternating current. And that time, there was a big fight with Thomas Edison and Tesla. That time, the Tesla was in the peak of his time at the age of 48. And in 1894, Tesla is a great man throughout the world. People know who is Tesla actually. And after that exhibition, Tesla came, and after that, Tesla was given a grant from the American government. And that time, the president of America gave Tesla that please put your generator in Niagara Falls. And after that, Tesla took that one to illuminate the entire Chicago city. And Tesla made that entire Chicago city illuminated and a beautiful white light, whereas in DC, it was yellowish light. And with this light, entire world became appreciated, and they became so happy that how this is such a great invention took place. And this, when the Tesla was such a great scientist that he teaches many things in our life. And Tesla died of heart failure alone in room number 3327 in New York Hotel on 7 January in 1983. Despite having sold his AC electric patent, Tesla died with significant debt. I worried what is success in my life. At last, Tesla wrote that what is my success in my life? And although he had 800 patents, starting from wireless communication to wireless power transfer system, automated robot, and automatic unmanned vehicle, what not, he invented everything, 800 patent in his name. But what is that? How such genius people can born? If you see these genius people, When one takes the brain structure, then when you interact with your brain and you have a positive thinking, there are an increase in gamma waves, which repeat the normal frequency of your brain wave. This gamma wave helps you to increase your memory power, to increase your thinking capability. And in the scientists, they say that this gamma rays, the waves helps us to grow, to sustain in our developing consciousness. And that is what, when the lucid dreaming takes place, the gamma rays are synchronized with the neurons. And the neurons are like this. This is a cognitive function of the neurostructure. And what that cognitive function gives you, this cognitive function gives you to enrich your brain. For example, you have two wires, you put near to each other, you will see that after you are bringing certain distance, there will be a conductive path will create. And that conductive path will create some kind of spark and connection between these two. Similarly, if you are seeing the transmission line of 33 kV line, if you stand just 2 meters away from that one, you will be that will be attracted to you, exactly like a magnet attract to a iron. So similarly, these neurocells in our brain, they are actually undeveloped stage. When you were a child, they were very much, it is called the nidra avastha. That when we sleep, they start to develop slowly. When it develops, you get many knowledge from environment, from your friends, from many people. We get those knowledge, and those knowledge map into your brain, and that brain wave that in your when you synchronize, then that frequency is transformed into the conscious effort of your, and then he executes that one. And when you see this one, a lucid dream, and these are the nerve cells, and they try to connect each other. That is why when you sleep more time during the youth time, then our mind became dull-headed. If you see those who are sleeping more time during the youth period, you will see that after 40s, their brain became dull, they themselves became dull, and it creates many kind of disease. Like yesterday, I was reading an article written by P.K. Plume Michael, and he has written. He was a great scientist on the year. Okay, so he has written that article. When you put this headphone, it creates 700 times more bacteria in your ear cells, and we slowly it damage your the hearing capability of your this brain cell. Although it is not known to us, as we put this one, it creates some kind of vibration. That vibration creates the local small brain this. And when we see this one, if you see here, this is your system. You can see here synapse, and when your molecular transmission takes place, they come like a spark, it flows that energy. And when this energy flows to other cortex, then that will create, you can see here, this is create, there is a connection uh, between one neuron to another neuron. And when we sleep more time, this connection, it fails actually. And when it fails, after certain age, for example, after 50, after 46 age, so these neurocells will stop developing that one. And that is why in the IIT, we have a BTech student. They should get IIT before 28 years. After that, you will see that you teach them also, they cannot accept it. That's why these acceptive neurons must interact each other. They must develop the brain cells. And these brain cells will make us more. That is why these brain cells, when it is very much developed, then that brain cells give you the understanding, and it will give more power, more brain power. Like in our olden days, people used to remember everything, where to go, what to do, everything. But nowadays we are so dull that we know any, even the mobile number. Although is our own people, we cannot remember them because our brain became. So how this inspiration comes? There is a subliminal self, that is conscious self, and subliminal self. And Pointer is a great mathematician. He has the subliminal self is no way inferior to the conscious self. It is not purely automatic. It is capable of discernment, and it has tact, delicacy, and it knows how to choose to divine. What do I say? This is what, in a subconscious mind, when you think something, that bringing to your conscious mind, it has a long way actually. And before coming to your physical objective or develop your consciousness, whatever you think, it takes long time. So most of the time we forget it. That's why when the neurological algorithm, for example, neural network, when we have neural network means it is simple. The hand takes food and put in the mouth. So this is what we train to the hand, that as soon as the food comes, you should take to the mouth. Similarly, these neurocells are trained in that way. When a genius person understands these neurocells, and they have great memories, and that memory gives. For example, when Tesla was at the age of he was the age of 7, and he could able to calculate, know the complete calculus. And when he will come to his class, he will sometimes give something extraordinary answer, and his teacher, they will think that he is cheating. So like that, extraordinary power, how to get it? That's why many things to be learned from Nikola Tesla. First thing is, never give up. If you have taken something, you never give up that one. And what is that one? Although he's born in Croatia, from not a great family, and his mother was also, for her daily, although she was illiterate, and the parents were not genius also. So such a parent, and he wanted to come to America in those days, which was very difficult. And some American people, they will invest on him, also a great challenge. But he has never given up. In our life also, when we do something, after a few days we became frustrated. No, nahi hota hai. We should never think. You should never give up, and develop your brain. How to develop? When you utilize more of this brain, not on computer and laptop, you must utilize in proper way. The most important way is that you must develop your brain into understand both material subject and the spiritual aspect of this one. If you see the great men in this material, in this world, those who changed, they have a perfection in both spirituality and perfection in both material. That's why World Health Organization, you can read the definition of the healthy brain, is that if one has spiritual aspect of that one, and if one has material aspect of that one, then that is like a two wheel of our life. And when both the wheel moves, we can go forward. And third thing is your positive engagement. How you engage positively your brain. And when you positively you engage, what you get, you will see that when you have a positive engagement, you can treat even, there are great science that is called the dreaming therapy. Okay, the dreaming therapy today people have they found out this dreaming therapy they can cure that of the chronic nightmare diseases. Those who are not getting sleep, they are nowadays people they don't take medicine. So there are many labs they develop this brain therapy. Even the Indian music in Oxford University, one of the Professor I Professor Dalton, he was working in IIT Kanpur. Also, he came to IIT Kanpur once. He worked on the Indian music, how to heal with the Indian music, different kind of mental stress, different kind of this nightmare chronic disease. And he was telling that the ragas of the Indian music are so popular in the Western countries that he used that raga to stop, and he has it around England and this around England he has nearly 20 clinics where people come to learn this one. So that is what the positive engagement, it will bring you a positive way of thinking actually. And that is why those who are innovative, you will see that they will never think. For example, there was a beautiful story that once the river came to sea, and a river met with the sea. And in the sea asked, my dear river, you started from Himalayan mountain. You say that the Ganga river started in the Himalayan mountain and go from Gangotri. And it came to meet in the Ganga Sagar, okay, in West Bengal. So let's take the Ganga Sagar, the sea asked, you came through the way from Himalaya to here, you met many people, many kind of animals, many birds, many things, but you have never spoken to them. So this river told, my dear sea, my goal of my life is to come and meet you here. If I will go on speaking these people in the way, so I will stay there itself. So that is why I don't speak to anyone. My goal is to come here. Whether somebody come and drink little water from me, somebody come and stop me somewhere, somebody come, whatever they want to do, let them do, but my objective will come here. And this is called the positive way of the life, okay, positive engagement. And then proper association, how you will develop positive mind. If 5 people are there, and like in Corona, one of I was talking to one of my friend, his wife every day she told, hey, Corona, so many people died. And suddenly she will show another photo, another video. You see his father is dying. You see he is dying. You see he is dying. And this person became like a madman actually. So after 6 months, he was within his room. And by looking at him, I could able to understand he is like a ghost looking. So proper association is very important. Okay, it's not that to create a fear within you, actually to inspire you. When you inspire many times, you will never feel anything. And perfection in your concept. Like perfection in your concept means we must understand that what is our limitation. It's not that you want to become, Professor APJ Abdul Kalam, he built such a great engine, like Hans aircraft is concept, Agni, he could able to give, I will also do that in my home. No. You just wait for a proper moment to come. I remember when one of our professor in America, when I was working with him, he told me, Ranjan, can we generate from the micro turbines, and we have a place, can we go? So I told, dear Dr. Gao, let us go there and find out what is the location of that place. And second, what is the water reservoir? And third one, where you will connect. If you produce 1 kilowatt and get a transmission line of 2 kilometer, the 1 kilometer, 1 kilowatt will consume in this line itself. So how much power you will get? When we came there, we understand that there is a small hole in the top. And I told Dr. Gao, can we fill this hole with water? Then we can connect to this motor, this generator. So then we had a pumping system where we fill that pumping water and then we produce 1 kilowatt. There was one house which is very near, within 12 meters. We supply to that house. We need to understand, go to that place and wait for that concept. Not in daily, you should not dream, I should become like this, I should become like this. Yes, you should become like this, but you should wait like the proper time to come. And that is why the most important thing is that they remember the goal, okay? That is the good association and price of the purity, good habit. Tesla was so good in his habit that he will work at the same time. He is very compassionate. In his whole life, he never killed a simple small animal. He was loving so much. In his childhood, he will carry his cat, and cat he will take and live near the church, and where his father was the priest. And Tesla also move around that one, because this cat will move around and he will also move around. He loves so much the animals. And his mother, every day she will invent so many varieties of way. She started the egg blender also, she developed. And Tesla could able to understand how my mother made this one. And Tesla at that time, the scientific knowledge comes from such association that you can think better than the mother, and the illiterate mother could able to think like that. What to speak of with her own son? Then open-mindedness. You must accept, okay, whatever, the openly, that if somebody knows, and you should go to him and please ask, my dear sir, I want to learn from you. Never became close the door. No, I only knows. No. Till today, I remember my student, they sometimes ask me some questions in the class. I don't know, I'll tell you next class. So I go and ask my teacher. My teacher, although I passed out since 2009, I finished my PhD. And my teacher, till just last week also, I had one doubt. So I called my sir, and the sir told, Ranjan, till now you are asking me your doubt. Your students never make you some kind of that this teacher. I don't know, sir. I think that it is my learning stage. So more you learn, more you can appreciate that what is the learning actually. So we should want, that is why in today in the modern world, everybody, we think that, we know. Actually, we do not know many things. And even from a child, we learn that one. Sometimes you see that your kids, they do so many things. where we do not know. In our time, we never did like that. So many things to be learned from them. That is what it is very important to learn. And finding the balance, both material and spiritual. You should not become more into this side and this side. No. You should be on the balanced position. How that balancing will come, in the next lecture, I will tell from the life of making up an Einstein we are having next week. And early training. The training is most important. It's not that the early training means you come and where you will wait. Oh, the 40 year, like for example, in the childhood when you just do perform some kind of spiritual activities in the house, they will tell, oh no, it is not the time, and that is where we miss most of our intelligence in that one. Because we try to capture more and more this knowledge, and after getting this knowledge, then we forget what is habit. So many people, like yesterday, one of my friend's wife was telling me, one of my friend, he was, his friend, his friend, he drinks so much that he has no control over him. And his friend told me that, please tell him that why he is drinking so much now, he will die one day. So like that, people, although they are very educated, but they forget what is their habit. That is why the regulative principles are very important. And that is why the money, knowledge, strength, skill should be built on compassion, not on our, it will enrich your own life and beyond that one. And everyone is inherently special. No one can take from you. Nobody. Everybody is a unique person. I remember one of our students on our BTech, and he was never studying actually. But I came to know that he has a big industry now in some Diamond Dew. He built a big industry, and people were laughing at him whenever there is a result will come. That is why we should never have like this. We should have a completely. We do not know. So everybody is special and everybody is intelligent. Nobody should feel, oh, I got this, I have not got this mark. Mark is not only the success of your life. Even though many people had mark in IIT Kanpur, I have seen I stayed nearly 9 years. In IIT Kanpur, I have seen 40 suicides. They were all of them nearly topper of the class. The mark is not the measure of your success. That is why the Bhagavad Gita gives the perfect answer to all our questions. Jagyarthat karmana netra lokayam karma bandhana tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. Work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu had to be performed, otherwise work causes bondage in this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duty for his satisfaction, and in that way you will always remain free from bondage. For example, you go to the border of India, and your captain told, attack. So you go attacking, many people you are killing. And what you get? You get Ashok Bir Chakra, Param Bir Chakra. But when the same you are a person, you are a military man, you come to your village and you kill one person in your village, where you will go? You will go to jail. So exactly, although you can see that Nikola Tesla, although he had a great achievement, but ultimately you see at the end he asked himself, when he was in the Marriott Hotel in New York's town, he was penniless, Nobody, because penny, not, you have no money means America, nobody will ask you. If you have money, people will ask, Jai, 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 they will tell. If you don't have money, similarly, he doesn't have money at the end of his life. He was in a Marriott hotel room and alone he was sitting there. And he was thinking, what is the success of my life when I am a penniless today? And one day he had a large amount of money, everything. But at last, nobody was there to give a glass of water even to him. So that is what the material success never give you the satisfaction. The both when you have material and spiritual success, you will see that that is called the yajna. You work for the satisfaction of Vishnu or Krishna, then one day you will become bondage free. Why? That's why it's a that uh, there is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say, Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. Why? It gives you freedom. So freedom means you give everything as a sacrifice to him. That is why we must work hard and the result must be utilized in the service of the Lord. And automatically, the service of the people will come automatically with you. For example, when you take food in the stomach, you need not to give some kind of this magnesium, some kind of different acid, from blood. You required blood. Everything is converted from there, and different part of the body it goes. So similarly, it is like that. So we should take guidance from Bhagavad Gita, and this is the masterpiece for everyone to learn and to put practice into life, and everybody can become a genius and extraordinary genius. There are many people, and that is what we want to learn from the life of Nikola Tesla. Okay, if you have any questions or comments, thank you everyone for joining. And next class, next lecture will be the making of an Einstein, which a long research is going on in the Georgia Tech University, that how to make a proper gene structure, combining a gene, how to make an Einstein. So next class will be on making up an Einstein. So I am very thankful, and I am praying to everyone for joining this session, to everyone, those who joined here. And I want that this scientific exploration should go on one after another scientist. Then the scientists from the India, all over the world, we will go on discussion, because there are great persons, like so many great persons are there, and we will go on discussing about them, and so that we will inspire ourselves to be. We don't know, one of our, among all of us, one person may come like that. Okay. So thank you so much. If you have any questions or comment, you can send, or even if you can write in your the chat box. Okay. So there are many questions in the chat box. So I'll try to answer these questions, and then I will thank everyone, uh, those who are here. So I will thank everyone. Sir, can you add me in the WhatsApp group? Don't get link. I asked my friend for it. Okay, Atul, you take care. You add her in the group. Uh, so, um, Hare kindly let me know. I think this is a question. a question from Nimai. Kindly let me know how to train our brain so that we can work without thinking the result. Yes. The most important what is the training of the brain? You see, we had the, I told you long back also, that when you think something, for example, one day you come from office, take a cup of coffee and one snacks, maybe some kind of sandwich. Okay, one day you took, and then some coffee, then you watch TV. Next day also you come, and third day also you come, do the same thing. Fourth day you come, you do the same thing. And fifth day, you see that you turn on the TV, but you are sitting, you will not feel very happy because you forget something which is your mind is poking like a, it is called the habit. So when you practice that way, the mind make a shortcut. So as soon as you come there, it will, like you have seen Rasgulla, as soon as Rasgulla will come, mind will poke on you that please take and put in your mouth, please take and put in your mouth. So that is what initially you had no habit. But when you do regularly, that became habit. Like you put a shortcut in your desktop. You put a shortcut, click it, directly it goes. Exactly, the habit is exactly like that. And initially, with conscious, we try to satisfy that one. And after some time, for example, you are riding a bicycle. Initially, you will very difficult and consciously you try to ride the bicycle. And after some time, you will see that you are conscious, were riding very nicely, no difficulty. And after some time, you will see that you have no conscious, but riding very beautifully your cycle. So this is, you can see that unconscious level to conscious level to again unconscious level, which is called the perfection. That way you can train your brain actually. And that is called, there is a beautiful, the a scientist, they discovered there is some kind of cortex which stores that shortcut memories. And whenever you come to do that, it poke you. Please go, please do like that. Yeah. So some from Mr. Kumar Swami Simadri, sir, you are suggesting to take less time for sleep, but some doctor and health advisor will say take 8 hours sleep. 8 hours sleep, my dear sir, 8 hours sleep we need when we are old men. When young time, 2 hours sleep is sufficient. Many people, if you see many people, even you see the life of Professor APJ Abdul Kalam, he never slept more than 4 hours a day. If you see the life of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he slept 2 hours. It is, I myself, I can tell you, I never slept more than 5 hours. Never slept. Since 2001, during my PhD period, because I was not so intelligent man. So I was reading more and studying more because IIT Kanpur is very tough. And I was not also very intelligent man. So I was just a last bencher, okay, back bencher. So that is what, when you more you engage your mind, more you become fruitful. That is why this is the doctors they say, because they do not know the structure of our body. It depends on the body to body different. Somebody may require 6 hours, somebody may 5 hours, somebody may 2 hours, somebody may 1 hour also. So there is a different, depend on your body structure and how your body is designed actually. But most important thing is that 8 hours is big time actually. 6 hours sleep. It's slowly. I can tell you, today, even if I will sleep 2 hours in the night, also morning I am fresh. Because it depends on your practice. You do it and tell me after 1 month, you will see that, sir, yes, it is correct. That even I sleep 4 hours, I am very happy. And that is required actually. More sleeping, more. And I must thank to Sohan, who joined from UK. Thank you so much. And I must thanks to everyone, those who participated. So Atul, Abhishek, and Agradeep Karmakar. Thank you, sir. From where you belong to, sir? And Arunis Ankit. Okay. So, Are Sital, can we make like this? No. Okay. So, Shiv Shankar, Vibhunandan, Divakar, Mrs. Fida, Gayatri, Govind, Harshita, Kiran, Kumar Abhishek. So thank you everyone. Thank you very much for your joining. Hope we will, next class we will see the making of an Einstein, and we will discuss more about the scientific aspect of how the brain structure can be designed for a scientific innovative person. Take care. Hare Krishna. So you can send your any okay. Sir, work done a sacrifice for Vishnu will make one free or Mukta Sangha. How does intelligence get involved through this, and how people of other countries can work for sacrifice of Vishnu? We shall tell Janta as Janardhan. So any people oriented seva could it be termed as tadartham, then can all government service could be termed as the seva, as government is manned to serve people. So the consciously or unconsciously, the seva could be done through the a government job, and how people of other countries can yogya through work for Vishnu. They are not even aware of Vishnu. How Tesla did the Tadartham work. Yes. It's very beautiful question. Thank you very much. Actually, any part of the world you go, there is some kind of spiritual aspect of life. You go to any part of the world, people are doing philanthropic activities. For example, I remember I was in Pretoria University, and I was teaching there for some time. Then, so our ISKCON temple, and there was from Johannesburg to Pretoria, there are 56 the Seva ashram of ISKCON, where they prepare very nice food, and most of the people in the other part of the Africa, like Nigeria, Uganda, they all come to South Africa because South Africa is developed. And they don't have working visa, so they don't get food. So they kill everyone. And I remember once I was just traveling from my place to from college to there, and I was wearing the dhoti and kurta. And 2, 3 people they came to me, these black people, and I thought that why they come to me. They told me, Hare Krishna, when will be your Food for Life program? Next lunch. I told Sunday. In Sunday, we used to prepare wherever you go. People have the concept of this. And thousands of people, they will come in the line, actually. And they will take part this one, and they will become very happy. Wherever you go, in the USA also, I used to do this homeless people, we used to give them food. And we used to go there. Wherever you go, there are people are there, they are doing also this. I visited a community church in Kukuvili. In that community church, they told me that, do you know, there is a street in the Nashville that is called the Temple City, a Temple Street. When I came and saw that street, in that Temple Street, all these Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, and they told that our ancestors, they were worshipping this one. There are this concept of this one, and the Nikola Tesla, he has offered for the service of the mankind. And because he offered that service to the mankind, and mankind became so many ways we get this benefit, that is why we all are indebted for him. And at the same time, because he has because he has not endeavored other part of his life, is if you see the uh, great persons in the world also, they have strong faith in the church, and they use it to develop many things. So that is why wherever you go, people are there to do magnanimous service for the people in general. Some people are feeding to these birds. Some people are feeding to some kind of poor people. Somewhere, it's a small concept is there. That is why the whole world that is balanced, it is working. Okay. Anything, the government service also we are doing that government service, and that is what once my wife was asking me that why you go to college. I told I get a heavy salary. And if in the pandemic, I should go there and help our students to grow there. It's not that I should stay in the home for long time. When government told 1 month, okay. So whatever we get, we must return to the society. Like a tree get fruit, that fruit will give to you or to all of us, but never tree eats that one. And that is what Jagya giving to others. Okay, like Mother Teresa came, helped so many, and that is what Jagya. Okay, sir, ambition should be based on the free thinking, or it should be based on materialistic fact. Both are okay. Yes, ambition. Today, ambition is a materialistic way of life. For example, you ask our BTech student, why you are studying? No, I will get the 26 lakhs package. The package is that. But whether that package will give you the happiness or not, that is we do not know. Nor from where we are getting inspiration, they also don't know. So that is why we should take shelter. Huh? A person who equally both sides, materially as well as spiritually. That is why we must take guidance from Bhagavad Gita. That this book is an universal book. Throughout the world, people they read it. It's not that. There are many books like Bible, like Quran, like all these books are for develop our thinking capability. If anybody doesn't have thinking capability, by reading this book, they will develop the thinking capability. That's why Bhagavad Gita mein Jnana Vijnana Sahitam, both Jnana and Vijnana are combined together, which gives you the beautiful knowledge, the manual of our life. Okay? Thank you, Richa. Very Richa Kumari. Thank you very much for your nice question. Okay. And sir, how do we know that our decisions are right or wrong by Sangita? the most of the time, what is right, what is wrong, we do not know. So how we will know that right is wrong? So what is right? If I am satisfied or I am successful, we think that it is right. If I am not successful, it is I am not right. That is not. We must sukha dukham samat krutva labho labho jaya jao. For example, when I joined in G, and that time in the interview, there are HR round interview. In the HR round interview, he asked me, my Dr. Ranjan, what is your weakness? What is your strength? So I told her, to that lady, that I don't find any weakness in my life. Sometime I lose that one. From there I learn, and next day I win that one. That does not mean that is my weakness. And she told that, Ranjan, I have never heard such answer from anyone. When you read Bhagavad Gita, you will understand that what is right, what is wrong. That which gives you initially like a poison. It initially is so much pain, but later you gain the happiness. Like your father, mother from childhood beat you, hey, get up and study, because they know that when you study nicely, in future you will become very nice. You will become very happy. So this one is exactly like that. Okay? So you read Bhagavad Gita, and it's my request that if you don't have Bhagavad Gita, you just send your this. We will send you a Bhagavad Gita from our club. Okay? So our Atul Sital, there are few. You give your contact, and we will send. Okay? So, sir, how can we know our decision? Yes, that is, you can get thank you very much for a fruitful lecture. Thank you, Vivekanand. And if possible, send this PDF. Yes, yes. Oh, I will send. Okay, I'll send to everyone. If you all are in in our WhatsApp group, I will share all these things. Okay. How can you remove cheating tendency in your mind? Yes, because it is inherited. Okay, and it is inherited in our cell. So there are four things in a human being. They have limitation. One is their senses are not perfect. They are always illusioned, and they are always they do the mistake. And third one is they have cheating propensity. If time comes, they will cheat. And how to this one? That to remove that cheating propensity, you must practice in the association of devotee. The association of devotee, why it will remove your cheating propensity? Because you are connected to a person who are really doing that one, actually. And that way, slowly, when you do sacrifice, your cheating will go away. For example, when our child is not studying, you tell, "Oh, I will give a very big ball to you. Please read it." So that time, the child started reading, and but you are not giving that ball, but you are telling this is also one kind of cheating. So that way, when you serve the child, that cheating has no value. Rather, that cheating became a blessing for the child. So exactly the similar way, our cheating tendency when we serve the people, you go to people, serve them. You go to the people, you serve them. Then you will see that you will very, you can surely. Okay. So anyone has any questions or comments? Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Huh? We will meet again next week. Huh? ठीक है। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की जय। जय गौर प्रेम। Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
So you close this meeting. If anybody has any question, you can send me by mail.